Over a year ago, I decided to sell off my entire Akatsuki set that I've been collecting since the beginning of this channel. It was a hard decision, but I decided to go a different course with my collection. That was all because of Pickstar, one of the newest Naruto licensed studios that's been making characters and fight scenes in a higher quality like we haven't seen before. About a year ago, I unboxed their epic Conan statue, and today we'll be unveiling their second Akatsuki member, which is going to be Deidara. For the statue is going to come in 2 giant boxes. The shipping was around the $300 to $350 range. And unfortunately, the shipping company really messed up one of my boxes. The brown shipper box on the outside got really torn up, so it did reach the art box. Thankfully, not the statue though. Pickstar's packaging was incredible, so thankfully the statue was all safe. On the bottom of the base, we have that round plate style, which is very common for statues that are tall and need a sturdy base. Then we have the first nameplate that goes on the front in Chinese letters, if you would like. Also, we have one with the hidden stone village with that line across. So I would probably prefer this one if I was going to display it with the base, but we also have an option where we can cover up that round plate style base with this sand effect. It comes in 3 different pieces, so you can connect those with magnets, and thankfully we do have those 2 different options. So I'm going to be going with the effects, but we'll install those later. For now, we'll just put the headband on. All throughout the statue is going to be a glorious mixture of both painted and clear resin. This is one of the first effect pieces, bringing to life Deidara's explosions on there, held on there by also a giant magnet. But the nice transitions from the yellows to the red are great, and that goes on with a few others that'll be surrounding the statue all throughout. As of right now, the painted and clear resin do kind of blend together, but once we get some LEDs going on the statue, they will stand out significantly compared to everything else. Now to bring to life Deidara soaring through the air, we have his giant clay eagle. An extremely impressive piece because this is all sculpted as one thing, and it attaches with a giant steel rod and notch to make sure he safely sits on the statue. We have some sand effects that are going to be attached to him to also make it look like he's kind of cutting through some of the sand you see in the background. This one was a bit too large and heavy to hold up to the camera, so here are some zoom shots. It's not all just a pure white eagle. You can see some of the grays and a little bit dark gray into kind of some black on the tips of the wings, also around that rim part of the head. So very well done overall, bringing that eagle to life. Some more clear resin explosive effects will get attached on the explosive piece behind the wing. Also, let's get the LEDs turned on so you can preview that. And this is where the quality of Pickstar Studio begins to shine, pun intended. You can see how amazing that looks. It actually does look like an explosion, the way that it comes through that painted and clear resin. On the back left piece is also a sand effect that's kind of wrap around in a hook shape. At the very end on the tip, we'll see a small notch and a small steel rod. You're kind of curious, what is this for? But we have a small owl bringing to life one of his other clay animals in the statue. So nice, we have a small bit of variety. The hole in the back will connect to the end there to kind of give it the effect like he's floating and flying in the air, cutting through that sand. Also worth mentioning in the back is that giant Shukaku hand just coming out with an explosive piece on there. We have some clear resin effects we'll attach and install, but a nice little storytelling nod to that battle. And again, the footage taken here speaks for itself how incredible the LED blending of both painted and clear resin just brings to life that explosive effect on camera. And as we saw before, we have that effect piece that goes on the bottom to cover up the plate base. So here is that one. We have the 2 others in the back. The third one will be installed right here. What's nice is when it is attached, the seam is quite flawless, so you can't even see the round plate base at all. There's also this steel edition size plaque that they include, which you can put next to the statue. Shows how many were made, and also some metal art. And you know I like to collect cards, so here's 2 different versions I had graded recently. MNT Grading is always my go-to company to send my cards to. So 2 different versions. One has a lot of texturing going on the card. The other does not. So I'll show you, of course, my favorite, the one with texture. Managed to land a black label for both, which is absolutely crazy. But I'll put that next to the statue and display it with. And now for Deidara's main sculpt, the one thing I'll say about every single statue that I've opened up from the studio is that the character representation is always 10 out of 10. Both their facial looks, expression, outfit, decals, everything. The paint job is just perfect. We can see some of the tongue coming out there with some clay dripping down. Over here we have one where the mouth is closed. If you look closely, you can also see the ring with the symbol that's on there, so no details are skipped. He goes into those notches that you see on the back of the eagle, and then we have the main head sculpt for him, which again is just absolute perfection, capturing that smug smirk that he has on his face that he normally does during battle, all the nice little shading in the hair, bringing to life every single strand that they sculpted in there. The top piece was sculpted separately. That does pop off, as seen here. That did not mean to happen, but it easily goes right back on. Everything attaches to the inside of the cloak with a magnet on the bottom of the neck. Dimming the lights will see how the LEDs and the overall statue look together. If you're looking to collect Naruto statues or already do, Pickstar Studios is just the way to go. A nice roadmap of amazing characters to come. Look forward to showcasing them on the channel in the future. And as always, everybody, I'll see you in the next. Do what you love and love what you do. Bam out.